Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the show. Hope you are having a wonderful day today.
Hello, hello, hello.
All
Welcome
right.
back to the show.
My volumes are good. Hello, how you doing? JBA, Mega Montana, how you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day today. As always, today's show, this is our blockchain and crypto talk. We'll be going over 10 articles today. As always, as you come in, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be going over some Libra, Facebook Libra news, some Binance, of course. Binance and Coinbase have been having some good information in the news. Some Ripple's in the news. Surprise, surprise. And something about millennials loving crypto. So, with that said, why don't we just come on in, hit the like button, sip your tea, sip your coffee, get your popcorn ready, and enjoy the show. All right, so let me share my screen and we can get this party started. All right. How you doing, Dr. Yaya? How you doing today? I hope you have a wonderful day today. Okay, so first topic, Libra must comply with anti-money laundering standards, says U.S. Treasury. Facebook Libra stablecoin must meet the highest anti-money laundering or AML and terrorism financing standards, according to United States Treasury Undersecretary of Terrorism and Financial Intelligence, Sigal Mandelker. Business news outlet Reuters reported Mandelker's remark on September 10. Per the report, Mandelker also told reporters in Geneva that any cryptocurrency operating in the U.S., including Libra, has to satisfy local regulatory standards. Global financial regulators are concerned about Libra, with the European Central Bank's key legal official Yves Mersch recently saying Facebook's stablecoin is beguiling but treacherous during a speech at an ECB legal conference. Meanwhile, a delegation of United States politicians visited Switzerland, where the Libra Association is headquartered, to investigate the project and meet local regulators. As Cointelegraph reported in late August, the visit did not assuage their concerns. Facebook is also attempting to influence U.S. regulators by ramping up its lobbying efforts, hiring a firm at the end of August and two lobbyists. So, I I've said this before. Hello, Rainy Woman. How you doing today? Hello, Complex Design. How you doing today? Hope everybody is having a wonderful day today. As always, once you come in, please hit that like button. We really do appreciate it. I've mentioned this on my show. I believe the government, U.S. government, and other governments are trying to save face with this Libra cryptocurrency. Here you have a gentleman saying that they must comply with AML regulations, countering the financing of terrorism or CFT, and things of that, and other laws. Facebook, Libra Association, Calibra, David Marcus, he's the CEO of Calibra. They've already said numerous times on numerous occasions that they are, will be, and want to abide by all rules and regulations that the government want them to abide by. During the committee meetings with the Senate and the House of Representatives, he said that ad nauseum. So to have reports like this come out saying, government officials saying, well, they're going to have to abide by our standards, it's like you're saving face. It's like you're trying to show that you are making Facebook or making the Libra Association bend the knee, um, making people say, well, we made them abide by our rules because they were going to create their own currency. But we said no. we made them do that when all along they said that they were going to do it regardless anyway. And David Marks even said that he actually wants governments to come and help, you know. So I don't put a lot of stock in a lot of in the governments when governments say this, reports like this come out, because that was already agreed upon, you know. So it's why you're saying it. But this is one of the latest in the news of Libra. They are going to apply, well, not apply by, not apply, but they're going to um, play ball because they want this to launch. It's going to launch. Like I said, it may not launch to the exact points of what the Libra white paper said or dictated, but it's going to launch. Facebook is going to abide by whatever they're gonna need to abide by. They already hired lobbyists for Europe and for America. One of the lobbyists that they hired for America, he has ties to the International Banking Association. He know what hands to shake in government. He know what people to talk to. So this is going to launch. I think it's going to launch Q3 of next year, and it may not be to the exact talking points of the Libra white paper when it released on June 18th, but this thing is going to launch, you know, because get to this next article. It has something to do with Facebook also. Boom. So because what governments are saying now is slightly different than what they said when it first released. They're saying, well, we got to look into this. We want a moratorium to be put on it. Maxine Walter said that we want a moratorium to put on it. Now they're saying, well, they have to abide by our rules, you know. So, okay. The Facebook Libra is seeking to register as a payment system in Switzerland, Switzerland is where the Libra Association is going to be headquartered at. The nonprofit membership organization set up to run Facebook Libra cryptocurrency project is seeking to apply for licensing as a payment system in Switzerland. Swiss financial regulator FINMA confirmed in a guidance note on the stablecoins Wednesday that it had received a request for an assessment of how it would closely or classify the Libra project as currently planned. The agency added that range of services projected by the Libra Association would need extra oversight. FINMA said, and I do quote, due to the issuance of Libra payment tokens, the services planned by the Libra project would clearly go beyond those of a pure payment system. FINMA said, noting this mean it would be subject to such additional requirements, end quote. In an indicative classification of the Libra project, FINMA said a project would fall under financial market infrastructure regulation and, as currently planned, will require a payment system license from FINMA, which is Switzerland's financial regulator. Regulators globally have been raising concerns that Libra would raise the risk of money laundering via its global cryptocurrency available to billions of Facebook users. Just yesterday, U.S. Treasury official Sigal Mandelker said Facebook's Libra must meet the highest standards of regulatory compliance prior to any launch, which what we just previously went over. And again, pay attention to how it's worded. He said that Facebook must meet the highest standards of regulatory compliance prior to any launch. Not Facebook can't launch. They want them to meet the standards. Continue reading on. A Swiss payment system is automatically subject to the Anti-Money Laundering Act, FINMA said. The watchdog hinted at the breadth of regulation Libra would require, saying, and do quote, under the FMIA, all additional services that increase the risks of a payment system must be subject to corresponding additional requirements. This means that all the potential risks of a Swiss payment system, including bank like risks, can be addressed by imposing appropriate requirements in line with the maximum same risk same rules. So what they're saying is this. What the Libra Association plan to do falls under certain financial regulatory terms, falls in certain financial regulatory categories. Because of that, they have to be okay throughout all the categories that this falls under. And not only that, in future terms, whatever they release in the future, because there are going to be other services that are going to be released via this Libra quote unquote blockchain. They have to apply every time they release something new that that they're going to do. So, give an example: microloans. If you're going to be doing that, you have to get the proper regulatory okay. What we're seeing now is somewhat of a pivot, mainly from European, Switzerland, America governments of what they think about the Libra, this Facebook Libra. They're saying now, hey, like I just mentioned, hello, Willpower Mind. Hello, how you doing today? What they're saying is, hey, as long as they abide by the rules, um, they keep us in a calm mood in terms of, okay, now that they've come to us to let us know what they're planning to launch, how they plan to launch us, what they plan to do, then we're gonna okay it. No, they like I said, bend the knee, bend the back to them, to the government. My position on this is, yes, I do think it's gonna launch, but the same business practices are gonna keep going in terms of Facebook. They're gonna sell your information. Just know this is still, Facebook still has their hands in this, even though it's going to be a joint member run operation, meaning they want 100 companies to run it. Right now they have 27, 28. Facebook is going to be involved in it through their subsidiary known as Libra, or no, Calibra, but information will be sold. Your information will be sold. Where you shop, who you send money to, um, things of that nature. So just know that if you plan to use it, fine, okay, I can't stop you. Just know that your information is going to be sold. So, like I said, I think this is going to launch. So now we're seeing how it's going to launch, what stipulations and frameworks they the Libra Association has to abide in. All right, major U.S. crypto exchange Coinbase appoints new vice president Dan Yu. Major United States-based crypto exchange and wallet provider Coinbase has appointed Dan Yu as its new vice president, industry-focused media outlet CoinDesk reported on September 10. At CoinDesk, Yu will be replacing Emily Choi, previously vice president of business, data, and international, promoted to its chief operating officer at the company. You will work on Coinbase's business operations, business and corporate development, and the data team. Excuse me. Commenting on the appointment, you ostensibly said Coinbase is a very data-driven company. As part of this role, I'll be making sure that internally and externally, Coinbase and its customers have the data they need to make better decisions. You, however, added that he would not call himself a crypto expert, although he has many years of experience in the financial sector. Prior to joining Coinbase, you worked for professional social network LinkedIn, life insurance firm Relia Quote, as well as set up a number of startups. You started at the link. You started you excuse me. Wow. You shared that at LinkedIn he was on a similar team where they helped be the connective tissue for the organization. In July, news broke that Tim Wagner, the vice president of engineering at Coinbase, was reportedly leaving the company. Wagner previously worked for Amazon Web Services and Microsoft before joining Coinbase. The same month, Andrew L. Ridenhour, who worked at Coinbase just half a year longer than Wagner, left the crypto company to rejoin the United States CFTC, or Commodity Futures Trading Commission. The reason I I put this we okay the reason I put this in the show is because we're seeing people that worked at previous notable, well well respected organizations joining crypto firms and startups. Mr. Wu, Dan Wu, he previously, like he said, he previously worked at LinkedIn. He also worked at a life insurance firm, really a quote. And also the later on article, it said that Tim Wagner, who previously worked for Amazon Web Services and Microsoft before joining Coinbase, and even Andrew L. Ridenhour, who worked for the CFTC, the United States CFTC, prior to working for Coinbase. Now he's leaving Coinbase to go back to the CFTC. My thinking is this: if this was a fad, if this was a passing, why would these individuals who previously worked in high, well respected organizations then go and work for a company that would not be there for years to come, that is not proven to be a stable, well adjusted, taken serious company? Basically, a company that is part of a fad, or part of something that's not would not be here in a couple of years. That's not a good look for them in their decision making skills, in their job decision making skills, in their career. Now, people can say, "Hey, maybe they paid them a lot, but still, in the grand scheme of things, hey, you went to go work for Coinbase, weren't they? A scam or something like that." I'll give you an example. Enron. Somebody, let's say somebody left Microsoft. At the time, Microsoft was pulling in billions of dollars a year, and they go went to work, and they went to go work for Enron, which, as you know, did a lot of shady things in the early part of the century, 2000, in the 2000, early part of the century. They leave Microsoft, which was booming, to go work for a company that stole money. And you're a notable person, and you now need a new job, so you go look somewhere else. People may look and say, well, you left Microsoft to go work for, you was a part of Enron. I don't know if I want you here, you know. So I see that as that you're having individuals, and this is not just for Coinbase. This is for Binance. This is for Ripple, their board of directors is full of government officials and people that are in charge of banks. So this is all around the crypto sphere, notable crypto sphere. And I think, myself, to be honest, this is interesting. All right, sticking with Coinbase. Coinbase may soon launch an initial exchange offering platform. San Francisco-based cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase may soon issue a proprietary exchange token, according to Coinbase's head of institutional sales in Asia, Kayvon Pirastani. Excuse me. Speaking on a panel Wednesday about the evolution of cryptocurrency capital formation at CoinDesk Invest Asia conference, Pirastani said an IEO, or initial coin offering platform, is one of several capital formation tools currently being explored by Coinbase. We think there's a really interesting opportunity there for Coinbase, said Peristani, adding, and I do quote, in a nutshell, Coinbase is carefully exploring not only the IEO space, but also STOs, security token offerings. But I can't make any formal announcement right now, end quote. Now, if you're wondering what an IEO is, this next paragraph will talk about it, but also embedded in the article is a video from CoinDesk, explaining what an IEO is. IEOs have already been supported by most other major exchanges, including Bitfinex, Binance, OKX, OKX, and KuCoin, which is actually true. Not unlike initial coin offerings or ICO, an IEO is another crowdfunding tool for cryptocurrency startups. It relies on an exchange to act as the trusted broker offering the token sale, much like a full service brokerage firm offering an IPO, such as your Fidelities, your E-Trades, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab's, Capital One, dot, dot, dot. With each exchange issuing its own proprietary token, such as Binance's BNB, to execute the sale. So the fundamental difference between Ameritrade, TD Ameritrade doing a IPO and a Coinbase doing an IEO is that proprietary token in which people must purchase. So with Binance, they will have to buy Binance coin in order to purchase shares into a new IEO or a new crypto that's being presented by Binance. That's how they would do it. It usually requires a commitment from the exchange to handle know your customer and anti-money laundering checks on a startup's behalf. So, hello, good afternoon, Mike V. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. As always, as you all come in, please hit the like button. I really do appreciate it. So, the difference between an ICO and an IPO. Back in 2017, ICOs ran rampant. There were sites, I remember ICO ratings that came out and said, hey, these are the ICOs that are coming out. You know, you can send your Ethereum, you can go to their website, send your Ethereum there. They'll send you just your tokens to your Ethereum address. And like a month ago, CoinDesk came out with no. The SEC settled with one of these rating sites, which was ICO ratings, because they were taking bribes and ICOs or people, ICOs saying, hey, give us a good rating. ICOs ran rampant. There's a lot of scams going on, spammy scams. The difference between the ICOs and IEO is the exchange the coin is coming on, such as Binance, KuCoin, Bittrex, OKX, Bitfinex, and now Coinbase. When they launch, is the exchange does the know your customer checks. They find out who the team are, they show their faces, they go through all of that. Also, they do the anti-money laundering check. So now you have a greater opportunity to say, hey, this coin is coming out. How I'm trying to say this. There's a less opportunity for the coin to be a scam. That's not to say there's zero opportunity, because as you all know, when you invest in something, no matter if it's coin, cryptos, or stocks, soon as it gets released to the public, the price goes down because investors are recuperating some of their money and then reinvesting back when the coin goes down. It's the same thing. Like I said, there's less of a chance for a coin to be a spam if it's on an IEO, but there's no 0% chance. There's still some risk. There's still some risk because it's investing. There's still some risk, but you have there's a better chance because top exchanges such as Coinbase, Binance, and so forth are getting into the game. All right. Yeah, that's all I want to say about that one. All right. VanEck, SolidX, Bitcoin Trust falls flat on expectations. So a few weeks ago, word got out. So VanEck, SolidX, they've been trying to come out with their own Bitcoin ETF for some time. SEC has been denying them, same way they've been denying other companies trying to do a Bitcoin ETF. Bitwise, Gemini Exchange, and I know I'm missing one or two other people, but what happened is a few weeks ago, uh, VanEck SolidX, they combed through the rulings or the rules of how to, do a ETF and see if it was a loophole. They found a loophole. Section 144.8. That's what they named this ETF, Bitcoin ETF. And it said that, hey, we can release a Bitcoin ETF to specific institutional investors. You have to be an institutional investor. Institutional investor is an institution, says in the word. A retail investor is people like you and I, mere mortals, that are not institutions. And on top of that, specific high network institutions. So that was the loophole they went through. My thought was they did this to show the SEC that there is demand for a Bitcoin ETF, and it would have shown precedence to the SEC saying, "Hey, even though you don't want us, one moment, okay, even though you don't want us to have a full-blown Bitcoin ETF with this smaller footprint, smaller introduction of a Bitcoin ETF, we've shown that there is demand." That was the reasoning in which I thought they were going to go. Now, this has come out, which is pretty much sad. VanEck SolidX Bitcoin Trust gains almost zero traction. To be managing a total net asset of over $40,000. Oh, let me read this. But 3 days after opening, it has just 4 Bitcoins under its management. To be managing total net assets of just over $40,000 is hardly an enticing objective for such a big fish in institutional investment space. A well-known economist and trader, Alex Kruger, pointed out this massive demand from institutional investors in a sarcastic tweet. He noted that the trust so far had managed to issue just one whopping basket of 4 Bitcoins. So out of I don't know how many institutions they presented this to, but still 4 Bitcoins out of just one institution, that's pretty sad. Um, it goes on to say, actually, while the numbers are certainly disappointing for the investment firm so far, it may not spell total defeat. Fundstrat co-founder and bullish Bitcoin analyst Tom Lee pointed out that overshot it, pointed out that it's too early to judge the success of the project. Whether the VanEck SolidX Bitcoin Trust gains traction or not remains to be seen. But from here, it looks as if all eyes are still firmly watching the pending ETF. So, again, this precedence. There may not be as much demand as previously thought by institutions who wanted a Bitcoin ETF. Even though I will let you know, I do not know how many people they solicited this Bitcoin ETF to, or how many institutions. But still, even with one institution, just to have 4 Bitcoins under management or 4 Bitcoins under management is pretty sad. So I don't know if they're going to go back to the drawing board to redo things to make it more lucrative for institutions or not, but they should do something because as of right now, I'm pretty sure they're glad that Bitcoin ETF, the full-blown Bitcoin ETF, did not launch. All right. Survey: 40% of millennials look to crypto in the event of recession. New data suggests 40% of millennials would prefer to invest in crypto assets in the event of a recession. In a news release shared with Cointelegraph on September 10, multi-asset investment platform and social network eToro cited a survey on generational investment conducted from July 18 to July 31 among 1,000 online investors in the United States. Respondents aged between 20 and 65 years represented Generation Z, Millennials, and Generation X. So A is a small sample size. eToro is an investment platform, and me personally, I don't know how many Generation X members are on eToro. Generation X is the generation, but no. Misspoke. I don't know how many Generation Z is investing right now. They're still young. Generation Z is the generation behind millennials, more commonly known, sometimes commonly known as zennials. Generation X are between what, 40 and 60, something like that. So no, about 53, I think 40 and 53. So this is the sample size of the generation they asked, but still it's 1,000 people, small sample size. Still, with that said, I find the results interesting. Among survey participants, 40% of millennials said they would prefer to invest in crypto assets if a recession occurs, while 50% of Generation Z, the Zennials, the generation before me, said they would choose real estate. As for Generation X, 38% said they would hedge with commodities. Guy Hirsch, managing director of eToro US, said, quote, um, before I read the quote, commodities such as gold, that shows their age. They were told that always invest in gold or commodities as a hedge of a recession. Millennials, us, me, I'm a millennial. They say, we are the quote unquote new school. We are leading the charge in crypto. But I'm interested as to why Generation Z chose real estate out of the options. That's interesting. Reading the quote, we believe that if a recession were to occur, we'd see shrinking stock portfolios and growth in other asset classes like crypto, as well as new fractional ownership models. Historically, these investment opportunities have been limited to high net worth and institutional investors, but innovation is unlocking these opportunities for everyday investors, and clearly, these results indicate that the demand is there. So, end quote. What he's talking about, fractional ownership, is, of course, with a blockchain, it's a ledger. It's a continuously up-to-date ledger. That's what it is. The words blockchain are literal words in describing how it's a continuously up-to-date ledger. If there's a Tesla Model X P100D and it's going around dropping people off, picking people up, but everybody that's listening to the show right now live own a piece of that Tesla autonomous vehicle that's driving people off, picking people up, carrying them to their destination. The blockchain would show who out of 100% of that Tesla is 20, let's say 20 people are dividing it up, which means I own 5%, you own 5%, everybody watching, to the rest of the people own 5%. When that money is paid through a digital currency or even MasterCard, Visa, whatever, that money is split up 20 different ways and sent to the person or people who owns 5%. They get 5% of the pay. That's fractional ownership. Also, you have paintings like I forgot the site name. I want to say Macedonis, my Dissets. I can't. It's a site that actually already does that. They sold the Andy Warhol 1,000 electric chains, 100 electric trains, 100 electric chairs. Got the name of the painting. It was already sold on the blockchain. There have been apartment buildings in New York City that have been sold on the blockchain, fractional ownership. So instead of you actually owning one big thing, you can own multiple little things. That's what he's talking about. And that's what he's hinting at actually when he says, let me highlight it here. Historically, these investment opportunities have been limited to high net worth and institutional investors. Paintings cost millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, $10,000, or tens of thousands of dollars for the not known ones. Also, is highly illiquid. That field is highly illiquid. Now, excuse me, you introduce that to a blockchain, it becomes more liquid. You get more people to invest in it. And now people who like art, who would not normally invest into these high price artworks, can invest in it. And also with these luxury apartment buildings. So that's what he's talking about. Fractional, fractional, wow, fractional ownership carves its way. A recession would purportedly fuel investors' interest in fractional ownership and new asset classes, with 92% of those most concerned about a recession saying that they will own fractions of famous artworks, landmark buildings, and private startups, among other types of investments. All respondents, 55% said they would sell a portion of their stock portfolio to fund their investment in fractional ownership of these new types of assets. Per Hirsch, investors want more freedom than the current financial status quo allows, which will help to engage younger investors. A recent survey by Huru India showed that high net worth individuals in India are more likely to invest in Bitcoin. That's crazy because India is like the Thanos of cryptocurrency. They do not like it there. But anyway, a recent survey by Huru India showed that high net worth individuals in India are more likely to invest in Bitcoin than other cryptocurrencies. Digital currencies were the fourth most preferred asset overall, although almost half of the respondents didn't know what cryptocurrencies were. That is amazing. So, so this paragraph I said it talks about the famous artworks. We already went over that. This one is some unpacking done there. Well, there needs to be some unpacking done there. India, I don't know if they still, it's not a law, it's a draft where they're going to give people 90 days to get rid of their cryptos. Anything after that, they're going to have a 10-year jail sentence. This draft, this is being talked about basically. It's not a law at all. But that's the extent, ugh, extent of which India don't like cryptocurrencies. But a recent survey by Huru India showed that high net worth individuals in India are more likely to invest in Bitcoin, maybe because they know it's illegal. People across the world are making money. No, these high net worth individuals, they know they talk to other people. They're saying, hey, I bought a couple thousand Bitcoin. I already made 4% on it already within a couple of weeks. What are you doing? So maybe that's what's going on. Also, it says digital currencies were the fourth most preferred asset overall. Cool. That's awesome. Then it says, although almost half of the respondents didn't know what cryptocurrencies were. So you're seeing people throwing money at cryptocurrencies, throwing money at cryptocurrencies. That's why I think doing another proper bull market, in my definition of a proper bull market, is when Bitcoin breaches its previous on-time high of $20,000. Even that you're going to see those magical words said on CNN, CNBC, MSNBC, Fox News, and your local news network of if you had invested X amount of money into this X amount of coins, you'll be worth this X amount of dollars. And now you're going to see, hey, TD Ameritrade, where you're going to hear people say, well, Fidelity has launched their digital asset platform. TD Ameritrade has launched their digital asset platform, E-Trade, and now you're going to see here more and more institutions in it. So the FOMO is going to be real. The irrational exuberance is going to be real. And you're going to have people, let me highlight this, boom. Although almost half the respondents didn't know what cryptocurrencies were, yet it was the fourth most preferred asset overall. And by the way, Fidelity has FidelityDigitalAssets.com. TD Ameritrade is backing ErisX, which is a crypto startup firm platform that's launching Bitcoin futures. E-Trade is launching Bitcoin futures and so forth. Goldman Sachs gave money to Circle, which owns Poloniex Exchange, and it's they're partnering with Coinbase for the USDC stablecoin. So you have a lot of institutions in this already. Talking about what's that place name? MasterCard, Visa. They're part of the Libra Association. MasterCard and Visa have been putting in blockchain patents for years. Bank of America has been putting in blockchain patents for years. Walmart is deep into this game, very deep. Walmart China, which is Walmart out there in China, partner with vechain. I can go on and on about this. So I say this all to say, during the proper bull market, and my definition for proper bull market has already been said, people are going to just be throwing money left and right to this guy with the Ethereum logo t-shirt on, to this guy with the XRP Ripple hoodie on, to this guy with a dash attache, it's not a purse, and this guy would not only get Bitcoin long sleeve orange sweater, but Bitcoin Beats by Dre headphones, holding a Samsung Galaxy S10 because it has a Bitcoin wallet on it. So yeah, that looks like a Zoom. Golly, he's a hippie. So yeah. Now, you all hear me talk over and over again about use case. Use case, use case, use case. Make sure what you're investing in has a use case. In my humble opinion, I think that if a coin says that it's allowing people to send money cross borders, that's not a use case because it's baked into the code of you being able to send money across borders. Excuse me. Why? Because that's what Bitcoin was made. There's 240 some odd cryptos that are forks of Bitcoin. And cryptocurrency allow people to send money across border. That's baked into the code. Once you design a crypto, you have the automatic wow, I lost the word. You not right. I won't say right. You automatically have the capability to able to send money across borders for cheap, for a few cents. It's baked into the code. It's not a use case anymore. You have to be, come on, you gotta, do more things. Ripple allows people to send money across borders. They also do other things too. Ripple exploring entry into global micropayments industry. And I'm like very much underscoring what the Ripple being able to allow people to send money across borders. That's like, you know, that's like years. This, years ago. They've been doing so much since then. Ripple is taking a hard look at how it can expand its reach beyond the cross-border payments industry. The company's senior vice president of product management, Ashish Birla, told the Change the Wave podcast, okay, the company is exploring how it could play a direct role in the emerging world of micropayments. Quote, as a product person, I'm thinking about what's next. And so, okay, remember, I'm reading this verbatim. And so while we think about payments as the initial use case for Ripple, what do you say? While we're thinking about payments as the initial use case for Ripple, I'm thinking about what other cool products can you build that we can take back to our customers. One of them being microloans. So cross-border payments, initial use case, but they're also thinking about other things to expand the ecosystem of the XRP token. Remember that. So if you go into parts of the emerging world, a $10 loan is a big deal. It's called a microloan. I think you could do that blockchain in a way that you couldn't do with other technology, end quote. That's a quote. Burla didn't mention whether XRP might be involved in a Ripple-led micropayments platform. Last month, the company revealed it will invest 1 billion XRP, not $1 billion, but 1 billion XRP. Even though it's not $1 billion, that 1 billion XRP last month was about $300 million. In Coil, which is a web content monetization platform designed to give people a way to reward content creators in XRP as well as other crypto and fiat assets, meaning XRP would be the base. That is a use case. Another use case on top of another use case. Umbrella says Ripple's diverse group of this at he goes out of the scope of the article on this one. So also you have Dharma, which is DHARMA, which is what is it? A loan platform. You have I can't remember the name of this platform, but you have a gaming platform. I think it's XRP Gaming. I think gaming platform. You know, you got the tip bot. Ripple gave $500 million to Xpring, which is their innovation platform. Xpring spelled XPRING. $500 million for them. Also, Yet King R3. R3 uses Ripple or XRP, but R3 also said they use other cryptos too. But still, R3 quarter uses XRP. Who just partnered with R? I want to say was it MasterCard? We just got the news say MasterCard partnered with R3 to enable cross-border payments. MasterCard sees the writing on the wall. They can no longer charge people an exorbitant amount of money to send money across borders, not with MoneyGram partnering, or not even partnering. They allow Ripple to pay $30 million for a stock. And get this, at the time, MGI, which is the ticker symbol of MoneyGram, was $1.49. Ripple came into a deal. They said, we're going to pay you $30 million in equity in your company at a premium. Even though your stock is $1.49, we're going to pay you $4.10 per stock, with an option over the next 2 years to bump that $30 million up to $50 million total. As of this morning, last time I looked at MoneyGram stock, it was $6.13. What? Come on. Ripple is doing a lot of good things. A lot of good things. They're meeting with government agencies. Brian Garlinghouse had an interview today with somebody. I forget. I didn't look at it. I mean, when you have blockchains partnering with firms, you know, vechain partnered with BMW. They partner with Walmart China. And Walmart is the number one S&P 500 company in the world, and they're partnering with the crypto company. That's use cases for them to track. They partner with them for them to track their food supplies on the blockchain. Come on, wow, this is amazing. But let's get to our next topic. Hold on, one moment before. All right, this microphone keep getting close to me. Now this is interesting right here. Binance includes XRP, Litecoin, USDC, and third phase crypto lending. Remember, I just mentioned USDC because USDC is ran by Circle and Coinbase. Coinbase and Circle is backing USDC. One of the backers of Circle is Goldman Sachs. Circle got a accumulation of $250 million. Billion, B with a B. A billion with a B. B as in Bravo. Billy. $250 million from a number of companies, but it was Goldman Sachs, Baidu, from China, and a couple more other companies. But it goes to show, these big companies are in crypto in some way, shape, or fashion. And that's the USDC coin. But Binance includes XRP, Litecoin, USDC, and third phase crypto lending, the crypto lending platform. Excuse me. Cryptocurrency exchange Binance announced the third phase of its controversial crypto lending product yesterday. This time it has included options to earn interest on XRP, Litecoin, and stablecoin USDC. These join the so far ever present Binance Coin, Ethereum Classic, and Tether. So in the first phase, the coins Binance Coin, Ethereum Classic, and Tether was a part of the lending platform. The second phase included Cardano and some other coins, Bitcoin. I won't say Ethereum too, but they dropped that. But now they dropped those, but now they're adding XRP, Litecoin, and USDC. So 6 coins altogether. Let's read this. The basic concept of the scheme is simple. To deposit your tokens for a fixed term of 14 days, you receive a fixed interest rate paid in tokens. So if you deposit XRP, you get paid in XRP. On maturity, phase 2 of the product also includes a 28-day term option, but this time participants are limited to 14 days. Hello, Willie Little John. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. There is an overall subscription cap to the amount of each token which is accepted in a phase, and also a limit as to how much an individual can lend. This time around, interest is set at an annualized rate of 7%, other than for BNB and Tether, which will attract a 10% annualized interest rate. Subscriptions are allocated on a first come, first served basis and start for this phase September 11th, which is yesterday. So it's on the first come, first served basis. I know, not from experience of mine, I've been like researching this. Those slots fill up fast. You can't come waltzing in there an hour later, say, oh, I'm just going to deposit some XRP. 14 days later, get some XRP back now. They fill up fast. They fill up within seconds. Just the FYI. New entrants to the third phase product includes XRP and Litecoin. XRP has a total subscription cap of 1 million with an individual cap of 50,000 XRP. So, okay, let's read some more, then I'll break that down. At the 7% interest rate, a 100 XRP lot would receive 0.268493 XRP in interest at the end of the 14 days. Litecoin has a total subscription cap of 6,000 LTC with an individual cap of 300 tokens. The other newcomer is stablecoin USDC, which joins stalwarts of the scheme, BNB, ETC, and USDT. So working backwards, they don't say a cap, a subscription cap for USDC. That's not to say there is not one, but it just doesn't mention it in the article. But so the total subscription cap is, out of everybody putting XRP into the new 14-day slot, once it equals $1 million or million XRP, then it's closed. Per individuals, you, me, anybody else, at one time we can only put 50,000 XRP. Now, if you have 50,000 XRP, let me get the chat real quick. Yeah, King says CNN. King says Visa purchase Earthport, which runs on XRP, and the Rothschild wants to purchase it. Yeah. XRP, man. XRP, ZERP. I'm getting a little bit too I just had some tea. I apologize. If you have 50,000 XRP, you are the top 2% on the rich list, a part of the top 2% rich list who owns XRP. There's the XRP rich list. If you own around 3,000 XRP, you're part of the top 10%. And those are based off wallets, people who owe the X amount of wallets, and that's not including the escrow XRP. So let's do some little math here. So 100 XRP. Wow, what's up with this? 100 divided by, what's that, 0.2? Actually, they said it, I should not have to do that. But they say in 14, you're on 13%, well, 7% in 14 days per how the article is worded. Now, what's interesting here is the interest rate of the stable coins. Tether gets 10%, USDC gets 7%. These are stable coins that are tied to the dollar, as close to the dollar as possible. And we're just having a talk here. You go to CFP.net, certified financial planner, find this financial planner in your area. I'm just, what I see when I read this. I know, like, the average interest for even a money market account is like either less than 1% or a little over 1% compounded. But you telling me if I put in a stable coin, USDC, USD coin with Tether, I get 7% in 14 days? Wow. And no, I'm just reading this now. I said that for a reason. With that said, let's go down. I don't want to read this. This means that phase two tokens by Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano have been dropped from the list from the phase. That's what I pointed out earlier. Now, with that said, however, as Bitcoin has reported, not everyone is convinced that Binance's crypto lending product is such a good thing. From consensus about the fixed interest rate to perhaps unfair comparisons with scam platform BitConnect, may have been many have been vocal in condemning the scheme. In many ways, it doesn't seem designed to encourage more people. Well, I read that wrong. In many ways, it does seem designed to encourage people to hodl Binance Coin. There's also the issue of depositing tokens with a centralized exchange, which has already been victim of a hack this year. Customers did not suffer any loss from the hack, but handing control of keys to an exchange is never a recommended move. Now, about this hack. Binance made people whole again because they have their Seifu fund. Every trade you do, they take a portion of the fee of that trade and put it to the side for hacks like that. Binance will hack for 7,000 Bitcoin. They made everybody that was hacked whole again. They paid them for their losses. This puts Binance as more of a target because people now know, hey, people are keeping their crypto on here because they're getting paid, so beware of that. Keeping your money on exchanges, all that, just beware. That's what we're trying to say. But Binance lending, they are doing it. They're doing it, good for Binance. Also, they have margin trading, leverage trading. They're coming out with Bitcoin futures. So, yeah. All right. Binance.us reveals support for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and 3 additional altcoins. So, Binance.us will be onboarding people next week, Wednesday. Onboarding, which means showing your KYC information. Binance.us, that's the name of the site, has revealed which crypto assets will be supported on launch day. According to a new blog post, the new US-based exchange will begin accepting registrations next Wednesday. From the outset, 6 cryptocurrencies will be supported, which are Binance, no, not Binance, why say Binance? Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Tether. I'll read that again. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Tether. These are the 6 cryptocurrencies by market cap, 6 largest cryptocurrencies by market cap, according to data compiled by CoinMarketCap. Binance says it plans to continue adding new cryptocurrencies as it works to ensure every coin on the platform is compliant with U.S. regulations. Is compliant with U.S. regulations. So you can almost say, not totally, but almost, that whatever coins are on binance.us is in somewhat way compliant with U.S. regulations. Just putting it out there. Quote, after trading launches for this first phase, we will be continually adding to the selection of digital assets available for verified users to deposit and eventually trade on binance.us. Trading availability of the digital assets we're exploring will be based on our digital asset risk assessment framework, end quote. Binance has not yet revealed when trading will be live with the platform. However, U.S. residents will no longer be able to trade on Binance.com as of September 12th, which is today. The company says Binance.us will feature strong Know Your Customer or KYC requirements to open an account. Users need to upload a valid government ID, which is government driver's license or passport, and social security number. So the onboarding will begin next week, Wednesday. So you put that information in, your driver license, passport, and social security number, and you'll be straight. I like that in terms of tax information because now you say Binance.us has all these cryptos on it, all the cryptos that you want. You trade, take your money off the exchange when you do your taxes. It's already on the exchange to trade. So you just, hey man, hey token tax. I use token tax.co, upload your trades on there and send the print out the form and give it to your tax account. I like it because of that. So yeah. And get to our last article here. Crypto exchange Gemini builds Bitcoin vault to custody assets like a bank. Yes, a physical vault. New York-based cryptocurrency exchange Gemini is launching Gemini custody to a qualified custodian. I can't look at Steve Harvey like that. Ugh. For digital assets that handles complex and high stakes requirements of large financial institutions. Licensed by the New York State Department of Financial Services, Gemini aims to give investors instant liquidity. According to the announcement, users can seamlessly trade their crypto without having to wait several hours to transfer funds out of their offline cold storage wallets. Gemini Managing Director of Operations Janine Hightower Saleto notes, quote, at the end of the day, to simplify things, it's sort of like putting your assets in a vault. You want to make sure when you want your assets, they'll be there, end quote. A new interface will allow customers to check balances, download account statements, and initiate withdrawals. Customers can also grant auditors view-only access to confirm balances and trades. So basically what they're saying is this. Gemini has Gemini custody, and they have the ability to custody, which means they're gonna hold your crypto for you like a bank. Hold your crypto for you. Uh, Dirty Mix. That's why I just mentioned. That's where the information I'm giving is from the past week, from the past show to this show. This is a weekly show, so all the information, all the top news articles that came out from last week to this week, all the top stories. That's what I'm reporting on. So the show is only 1 week. If you want more day-to-day information, subscribe to my channel, Food with Money, and you can get that. So basically, what they're saying is, we'll keep your crypto for you in cold storage, cut off from the internet. What happens is, if your crypto is cut off from the internet, you have to send it to a wallet that's connected to the internet and make your trades. That can take some time. When you're dealing with an institution, it could take more time. What Gemini is doing is they have a way, I don't know specifically how they're going to do this, but they have a way where an institution can still trade their cold stored crypto in a way as if it's still connected to the internet in a hot wallet. That is the differentiator when it comes to their cold storage. So far, that is, when it comes to their cold storage, excuse me, my bad. When it comes to their cold storage compared to other people's cold storage. So that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. Well, Power of Mind says, excuse me, rather become my own bank rather than using custodians, no keys, no crypto. And that's true. That's the whole alluring thing of crypto. But also you have to keep in mind that for years we've been conditioned to put our money in the bank for over at least 100 years. And I'm going back to remember people you say, keep my money in the backyard in a tin can, dug up on the ground or in the mattress or under a mattress. Since those days, from the last um, depression of the 1929, about 100 years. Let's say 100 years. One moment. This microphone. We've been conditioned to keep our money in banks. So being while you can be your own bank, a lot of people may not prefer to do that. The option is there, but a lot of people just prefer to keep their investments in a firm that if something goes wrong, that firm will make them whole again. Prime example, Binance. People got hacked of 500 Bitcoin that was left on Binance exchange. Binance basically reimbursed them. I don't know if they reimbursed them in Bitcoin, but they reimbursed them. So as of right now, if you have your cryptos with you and you're hacked, no one who you can call. I was hacked before. I can't call up nobody and say, hey, can you get my XRP back? So, yes, people will be their own bank, but at the same time, people are just conditioned to keep their money in the banks. So, with that said, I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We really appreciate it. Um, yeah. Thank you all for tuning out, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.